Hey everyone, it's Brandy and welcome back to my channel. So while I was filming the video that you guys actually saw on Tuesday, this idea popped up to film this video. I have been thinking about doing this for a while, but for some reason I just never did. So today I am going to be doing that. So this video is basically me putting it out there that this year I want to attempt to read the books that I get in my subscription boxes. Now I have this really bad habit of not reading those books. I think it's because I usually get the box at the end of the month, so I'm not thinking about it. And then the next month I'm moved on to different books. So the book that I got in that box is completely out of my mind. And for this video, I wanted to talk about all my Crate books because I have been subscribed to Crate for a little over a year and a half now. And I am ashamed to say that I have not read a single book that I have gotten in my Crate boxes. But that's going to change. Not only am I trying to read the 2 latest books that I got this month alone, but throughout the rest of the year, I really want to make an attempt to read all the books, or not read all of them because I don't think I'll be able to get through all of them, but at least make a good dent in the pile of books that I got from Crate, and it's a lot. So for this video, I am going to be showing off all the books that I have gotten since I've subscribed to Crate. And I believe I have 16 books to show you guys. My first box was in December of 2015, so I will be going through that up into the book, the book I got in the May box, because I haven't received my June box yet, but I've already gone on and on and on. So let's just go ahead and get into the book. First book that I have here is Da Vinci's Tiger by L.M. Eliot, and before I got this book I had never heard of it, and I really don't know anything about this book. The next book that I have here is Worlds of Ink and Shadow by Lena Coakley, and I believe this has something to do with some sort of retelling dealing with stories from the Bronte sisters. The next book that I have here is The Love That Split the World by Emily Henry, and I was really interested in this one. I think I had actually heard of this one before we got it in the box, but I didn't really know too much about it, but I've heard mixed reviews about this one. The next book I have here is The Serpent King by Jeff Zentner, and I believe this one had something to do with the son of a minister in a small town. The next book that I have here is Flawed by Cecilia Ahern, and this is a dystopian novel about this society that physically marks people with this F brand if they make any mistake, marking them as flawed. And it used to be a system where it was just like major things, but it started to turn into any little minor mistake you made, you got branded with this symbol to mark you as flawed. And I think the main character ends up getting branded with this symbol. Next book I have here is Everland by Wendy Spinelli, and this is a steampunk Peter Pan retelling. I was holding off on this because I wanted to read the original Peter Pan before I read any retellings. But the problem with that is when I tried to read the original one, I don't know if it was the time I was trying to read it or if it just was I was having a hard time, but I really could not get into the story. So that's part of the reason why I haven't read this. The next book that I have here is My Lady Jane by Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows. I think the main reason I was putting it off because it is a historical fiction, and I'm not the biggest fan of historical fiction stories. The next book that I have here is This Savage Song by Victoria Schwab. I'm sure you guys have already heard of this story, but if you haven't, then this book takes place in a world where monsters are created from acts of violence. And I think there are 3 major types of monsters, and we follow 2 main characters. It is a boy and a girl. I think the girl is a human and the boy is a monster, and you know they want to be on the other side, and I don't really know too much more besides that. The next book I have here is P.S. I Like You by Casey West, and this is a contemporary. The next book that I have here is 3 Dark Crowns by Kendara Blake. This book takes place on an island where every generation a set of triplets are born, and they are separated and taken to different areas where they are raised by a set of people where they're supposed to learn about their powers, and at 16 they're supposed to come together again and fight to the death until one of them is left standing, and that the one sister that's left standing is supposed to be the queen. The next book that I have here is Vasa in the Night by Sarah Porter, and this is Vasilisa the Beautiful retelling. The next book that I have here is Heartless by Marissa Meyer, and with this one I actually did start reading it. I don't remember how far I got. I think I actually took my bookmark out. Nope, I did not take my bookmark out. I got to page 6. And I think I was just reading it at the wrong time because I just wasn't getting into it. So I decided to put this down, and I have not picked it up since. The next book that I have here is A Fire and Stars by Audrey Cohurst. I know that this book follows a princess who is betrothed to a prince of another kingdom. And I know I think she has magic in the kingdom that she's supposed to be going to. Magic isn't allowed, or they don't believe in magic. It's something crazy, so she has to hide her powers. And while she's supposed to be going to this kingdom to marry this prince, she ends up falling in love with the prince's sister. The next book that I have here is Roseblood by A.G. Howard, and this is a Phantom of the Opera retelling. The next book that I have here is Caraval by Stephanie Garber, and this was another big book that was really hyped up in the booktube YA community. A lot of people were talking about this because they were saying it was for fans of the Night Circus, which I also have not read. But it has to do with this circus that you can only be invited to, and these two sisters get invited and they kidnap one of the sisters, and the other one has to find her before the end of the carnival or whatever. It's something crazy like that. Next book that I have here is Daughter of the Pirate King by Trisha Levenseller. I do have plans to read this pretty soon, and it's not that long. The next book that I have here is The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Albertalli. If you've seen my last video that I posted on Tuesday, then you know that I plan to read this book this month. And the last book that I have to show you guys in this video is Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zappia, and this is the last OwlCrate book that I currently have. So those are all the books that I currently have from OwlCrate, and all of them are unread. Now I don't feel so bad about 3 of them because I do have plans to read them within the next couple months. But the rest of these, I just wanted to put this video out there to make myself accountable, to let you guys know that I plan on reading these books within the next year or so, or I would like to read these books in the next year or so. And I just wanted to put that out there, so if you guys have these books and you have not read them, and actually if you would like to buddy read them, which is motivation for me to actually read them, let me know. We can read it together and I can get more of these off my TBR. Hopefully you guys don't mind this random video, but that's what I have for you guys today. So I will see you again in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.